evening, everybody, and welcome back to SimTraX Broadcasting. This is Patrick Morris coming to you live here from, yes, the Glen. We are here again after we just hosted the National Oval Racing Association yesterday, and now we're going to be here with the NSR League. Got a few drivers going ahead and finishing up a couple of their qualifying laps out there, and we are hoping for the best. A lot of changes are needing to be made to these vehicles out there, and these trucks are having trouble bottoming out, especially going around some of these turns right now out there with the Lockridge Motorsports gang and their team getting ready to go at it here. The CNC Motorsports team is going to be aiming for these guys to try to see who can beat who out there. Now, the big one's going to be the garage out there with Mark Sikosi, Lyle Mitchell, Justin Cope, Jason Crumley, and Doug Macedo. I think those are going to be our wild cards here for tonight. And Brady Moats out there with the Dark Star Garage as the esports team that is looking to make a name for themselves out there. Brady Moats was quite fast out there during the race, and we'll see how he can do. But hopefully we'll be able to grab a hold of one of our guys out there for a possibility of an interview here before we get going from the Lockridge Motorsports gang. I do want to have a poke out there at Andrew Nagy. Nagy has been, I would say, almost public enemy number one out there. He's been kind of getting into a few drivers out there, getting them a little wound up, and I'm sure they would like to see that number 60 car drive just a little bit cleaner out here tonight. I would say Andrew Nagy does drive very hard out there. He has pace, but he unfortunately ricochets off a few drivers to do so. So right now, Andrew Nagy has got to be extremely careful here whether or not he's going to be the man to do it here tonight. Now, I would question if there's a possibility out there that somebody can figure out what the secret is to this track. The trucks are extremely light in the back end, and we are praying out there that they're going to be able to maintain and hold down there on the track. A couple of bumps out there, they're unexpected, especially through the carousel, has been sending drivers like Doug Macedo out of control out there occasionally, and it has been definitely, I would say, a difficult run for him as he is trying to get that car just to seat down. Now, with this being an open setup league, a lot of things do need to change to make that work. A few suspension adjustments need to be made. You do have to mess around with the shock rates out there, and they'll definitely shift around just a little bit to try to get it to level out just a little bit and try to handle some of those bumps out there. We are hoping that is going to be a positive for some of these guys that are definitely hoping to have a decent run out here tonight. So I know everybody is kind of holding their breath here, and we are definitely expecting to see a lot of fast guys. Fortunately, we do have a second Toyota joining us here tonight. Brandon Schumann and Brady Moats will be our only two drivers in the Toyotas. 3 Fords out there on the track are going to be sitting here with Andrew Nagy, Justin Pope, and I believe Alexi Vincent out there in the 95 Ford. Everybody else is going to be locking and loading out there in the Chevrolets. And they're going to be seeing if these these trucks, yeah, I know, Jay, go ahead and get me again, that the trucks can do it out here. So we are hoping for the best with the way they go. Now, we take a look at Schumann as he goes by, and notice how that front splitter is a little farther off the ground, so he is expecting to be heavy on the brakes here tonight. So he is diving it in a lot deeper than most of these guys throughout the turn. Let's move on to Brady Moats, see how much closer his is to the ground. So you can tell Brady Moats is squatting that front suspension down as close as he can, and apparently decided to skip the bus stop here and go ahead and sling it on into the carousel. So we will definitely see if that is going to be the way he runs here tonight. Boy, I sure hope not. I sure hope not. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can grab a hold of one of our guys out there. Justin Sumner, you got a copy on me out there, buddy?
Yes, sir, I do. How you doing,
right,
Patrick?
All right, the 94 Chevrolet, looking pretty fast out here, and I'm fairly certain we hit top of the chart during qualifying. What's the key to success here, and what's kind of feeling funny out there on the truck?
A little bit of loose on throttle, but that's just going to help me be patient on the throttle inputs and save a little tire. So what I qualified with was my race trim, so I feel pretty good tonight. So we'll see how that goes.
All right. Well, we watched a Glen race yesterday back in the Gen 4 cars. It seemed the bus stop tripped a few guys up, and it was a little unexpected to see how many that had happened. You know, looseness in the truck is going to be very, very difficult, but what we did notice the most, if you were out front with the fresh air, you were able to pull away, and it just seems that to me, I almost say that's the key to victory out here. A little couple of pit stop strategy out there. It almost seemed like pitting earlier than later was best. We had a guy pit 2 laps earlier and then ended up beating the rest of the field out there, and they just could not recover. It was pretty impressive. We have a stage here. We got 52 laps. I mean, kind of what is Lock Ridge Motorsports and the general consensus through the team of what you guys are going to do out here tonight?
I think we're going to be out front unless something happens. Expect DLM to be out there all night.
All right. Well, Justin Sumner, looks like the warm-up does finish out there. We wish you the best of luck, buddy. I know you got a lot of work to do. Devin Lockridge Motorsports has got the setup for you, so good luck out there, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
All right, Lockridge Motorsports is getting ready to go here, so that should do it. As everybody is getting ready to grid up here, let's take a look at what this race is going to consist of here tonight. I gave you guys a slight hint out there. 52 laps. Stage will be at lap number 20. 100% fuel limit out there. I would say somebody screwed up and gave these guys an extra set of tires. They were only supposed to have 2, but fortunately somebody fumbled out there. And I think Goodyear was not real happy, told them you're going to take another set. Now I've got to sell these things. Moving on, there obviously will be no fast repairs, open setup, so they'll have plenty of adjustability before the race. They'll only be able to make slight wedge adjustments in the front and tire pressure changes when they come down into pit, which is at a dismal 40 miles an hour. So they'll be hopefully be able to make that adjustment and make up that time from coming down into pit road. 114 degrees out there on the track. That is going to be fantastic. Expect the drivers to be loose right off the bat, and they are going to be falling way back, especially if they don't dive in super hard. Hopefully they let the tires do seed in, but we'll see how they handle out there. Looks like Lockridge Motorsports saying he wouldn't take them for free, but they're forced to use them. Yeah, I'm sure the Sunoco fuel in the back of that Chevrolet as well. I'm sure you're not happy with that either. All right, let's get ready to see where our starting grid is going to be here tonight. I've got, fortunately, enough drivers out here to go ahead and fill a decent chunk of it, where John Freeman is actually going to be our guy in the number 1 spot. To his outside will be Justin Sumner that we had a talk with there during the warm-up. Lexi Paget starts in 3rd, Brandon Schumann 4th, Lyle Mitchell 5th, and Mark Sikosi coming in 6th. That gives us halfway so far, where Ron Fitting sits in 7th, Glenn Grimace 8th, moving on Jason Crumley and Doug Macedo. Macedo having a top 10 start, but remember I said that turn 1's been a little tricky for Macedo, so let's see if he can hold it down. Justin Cope will be starting 11th, and Brady Motes. Motes with a little far back here. I expected him to qualify a lot higher. I don't think he was able to get his complete laps in, but that's going to start us here from the back of the pack, where Andrew Nagy and Lemieux Price will be. And right now, Brady Motes, once again, I hope somebody tells him he's got to make that turn. I do think that they don't do it through the bus stop on the pace laps because they don't want trucks contacting each other at such low speeds. Now, you would think that's kind of funny. I would say you don't want them to contact at low speeds, but at high speeds, let's put them at 100 miles an hour faster and then try to have them not bumping and banging. But obviously no damage before the race, so we'll see how this goes. So the United Rental 176 here at the Glen is getting ready to kick off. John Freeman and Justin Sumner, both in their Chevrolets, sitting here in the front row, pacing behind the Porsche. That'll be heading off the racetrack here in just a moment. So Toyota separated pretty well out there. Schumann in the top 5, outside the top 10. It's going to be Brady Motes. And the Fords spread apart as well. Most of the Fords did start here toward the back. And we'll get this going here. Alrighty, here we go. Green flag out. And I always say the make or break of these guys' race is turn number 1. That's going to be the key here. Let's see if we can get a little up closer to the top. Ooh, man. Alexi hops off. Looks like Ron Fitting may have slung out here. And and Ron Fitting off the track. Unfortunately, one of the Lockridge Motorsports gang right now, that is pretty troubling. Seeing that one guy is sitting up towards the top and the other guy is now all the way in the back. So, Lockridge Motorsports will be heading back to the drawing board to see if he can fix that number 3 car out there and see if he can get him settled down. Let's move up to the front where right now Justin Sumner, good Lord, he's hopping that thing. Right now you see almost the left front coming off. So right now that should tell you that suspension is super soft out there and allowing him to bounce. Hopefully that thing is gonna work around. And what I mean by soft is it's soft hitting the bump and then it's too stiff when it has to bounce back. So it does ricochet and actually cause him to almost come loose or off contact with the ground. So we'll keep an eye here. Justin Sumner will be finishing lap number 1 in the second spot. A little fumble there by John Freeman. Looks like a scuff to the wall, and that should do it. Brady Motes, holy cow, gaining 7 positions here, already up to 5th. Whatever he's doing, that he went ahead and joined the 2 Toyotas out there. He's only got to make 1 more position to go ahead and get those 2 nose to tail out there. Brady Motes had a pretty good run last night. If you noticed, he did a full send on the final lap and unfortunately ruined his race, but he was settling out there for at least, I believe it was the 6th or 7th spot out there for Brady Motes. So I've got to say, getting out of the Gen 4s and getting into the trucks, maybe we'll have a chat out there with Brady Motes during the stage break at lap number 20 and ask him what it feels like to go from car to truck here. Right now, Alexi in some trouble here. As you see, currently looks like Brady Motes gives a little nudge and is looking to slide here to the inside. Boy, that truck is looking super tight out there. Brady Motes, excellent job here as he goes ahead and slides on up, 4th position. He's going to take it. Job here so far right now between our number 1 driver of John Freeman all the way back to our last place driver is already separated here after 2 laps by 21.5 seconds. So this is going to be a very spread out race if these guys don't tighten it up. Obviously it looks like everybody feeling a little weird out there as it looks like Brady Motes is getting ready to start attacking Brandon Schumann. No favoritism here for Brady Motes out there in that number 1 car. He is the man on the move, gaining 8 here so far. Right now he's looking for that 9th spot. What a job he's doing here. Let's sit on board. Right now it does look like we have the ability to get the helmet cam from Brady Motes here, and he shoots right to the inside. Doesn't think twice, goes ahead and slings on by. Awesome job there. Brady Motes to 3rd. So he's got to drum up about 5 seconds here to reel these guys in, and maybe he'll be able to catch them. Let's rotate back, take a look at Jason Crumley. Crumley currently 18 seconds off pace here. Hoping that number 9 can drum up something here as he drives the Napa Night Vision number 9 Chevrolet. Craftsman Trucks sitting behind him. Lemieux Price currently sitting in 11th. Ron Fitting has been able to gain some of his loss as he moves up to 12th, only giving him a loss of 5 now. And I would say a lot of, wow, the 95 machine of Alexi has got a blown engine. Hard contact. Looks like that left front is destroyed. Let's see if we can get the drone footage. Yep. Hard shot here for the 95. I'm wondering if the 95 had broken loose. We'll see if we can manually roll it back here and see what happens. As we are scrambling to find us a replay here of what happened to Alexi. Let me roll it back here and see, because this couldn't have been long. There it is. Yep, carousel. All right. Yep, you see it just sidestep once it hits the rumble strips. So no bumper donation out there for Jay Tway. Looks like you're going to be counting fenders. All right, Mark Sikosi out there in the 88 Exalta Chevrolet, currently sitting in 6th. Right now unchanged, 1 and 2, and 4 through 6 as Brady Motes has sliced through and is now knocking down the fastest times here of the night. Brady Motes has now hit a 1:13.02. And I'm going to poke him here a little bit later after the race and send him a message letting him know that he is faster out here in this Toyota truck than he was in the Gen 4s last night. So would we say he's better in the trucks, or do we say open setups or the assistance here? We'll definitely see right now. That is awesome. And Jay out there even joking around saying it's bunny hopping out there. Out there, Lockridge Motorsports giving his 2 cents out there about how he feels about the rubber. I do want to note, if you kind of watch at the back end here of Brady Motes' truck, look how cambered in these front tires. Boy, Motes has definitely been thinking what he needs to do to be competitive out here tonight. This chase footage here, look, a little bit of slip there. Look how tilted, and that's a good way to compare, is look at the right rear tire and then compare it to the right front, how much sidewall you do see. He has tilted in something fierce here for Brady Motes, which has given him definitely a competitive edge of how he's able to get a lot of speed out here. Brady Motes, earlier when I said he was sitting about 5 seconds back, he's now cut it to less than 4. So Motes on the turn here. We'll check in on him here in just a little bit. Let's rotate back to Ron Fitting. Fitting now 11th, right now trying to run down Price in the 38 directly ahead of him. Currently has reeled him in to less than half a second. Crumley just ahead of that by about a quarter of a second. I know we're skipping over a few drivers out there. Drivers like Lyle Mitchell out there in the number 3 Good Wrench machine. I think they need to square it away just a little bit, and I believe Alexi, yes. All right, that's going to leave us with 13 drivers. Alexi is taking it back to the garage here. So bad points night here for Alexi. Hopefully we will see her return in the following weeks. This has been a rough race, especially when you see one little mistake, it destroys the truck. So it just that's going to be pretty rough out there. This is the second to last race before we do head to the playoffs. And right now, Jay out there is actually sponsoring out there in the Bandit Racing League, the Richmond race. But we've got a sponsor here in the NSR League here with the Clean Harbor 250 at Richmond, where we will be next week here in the trucks. I'm excited to see these guys move from a road course then to short track. That should make for an exciting race. Showing currently Andrew Nagy having some trouble out here, and Andrew Nagy's loose. Newland Auto Group, number 60 Ford out there, loops it. And that's going to give him a very, very ugly night here. Right now, Andrew Nagy slipping around out there. Let me see if I can find what happened out there to Nagy before. Whoop. Let's see if we can try one more time. See if we can find. Yeah, it looks like he gets through the S curves and then it kind of high tops on the way out. And that was a lot of things that I had mentioned last night at the Gen 4s. It's right when that suspension unloads on the way out, you've got it. It's all about throttle control. And Nagy just a little too heavy into it, spins the rear tires and loops it on around. So that's going to allow Cope, Crumley, and Fitting to get on around. Nagy now falls back to the 10th position as Ron Fitting was the last driver to pass him. So New Price sitting right behind in the 38. As I'm thinking Price had some trouble as well. Price has been falling back here, but he is gaining 3. He did start dead last here in the race. Nagy started right next to him. So Nagy now starting to collect it up here, trying to run down Ron Fitting. Remember what I was saying earlier about the CNC race team out there. CNC Motorsports and Devin Lockridge Motorsports. These two guys have been butting heads here for the past couple of races, and we now have Andrew Nagy running up on one of his drivers of Ron Fitting. Notice Nagy starting to pick up the pace here and now closing the gap. United Rental 176 has only had one retiree here for the night, Alexi Bidman, who ended up slipping out of the carousel and meeting the wall. ahead and blowing the engine, though. That is rather unfortunate. Wow! As we take a look off the back side here of Ron Fitting, Andrew Nagy. He is slipping all over the place. I'm wondering if he's overheated the tires. Something's going on with that race truck, and he is not happy. He'll be able to slow that thing down and get it to do what it needs to do. Here so far. Unfortunately, everything is seeming to calm down just a little bit out there. You notice Brady Moats has been slowing down just a little bit, but as I say that, pass has been made around Justin Sumner. Let's take a look at that pass again. Right through the carousel, Brady Moats, full send here to the outside. Boy, does he get a ton of speed. That is a legal pass, and you can race out there without any incident points. Moats rolls out of that turn about 15 laps, or excuse me, 15 miles an hour faster. Goes ahead and puts Justin Sumner in the rear view. Now, we talked to a couple of people out there saying if you were looking to pick up pace or make up time, turn 1 is it. Right now, John Freeman has been uncontested here so far. Currently out in front by 2 seconds as Brady Moats is now starting to use that line here to the outside to gain as much speed as possible. Taking a look at the different times out there, I'm checking my little ticker here. Currently showing he had about 6 miles an hour faster than John Freeman, and that's going to go ahead and shave it down 2 more tenths as Brady Moats is reeling in John Freeman here. But Freeman running into some lap traffic here. Doug Macedo going down the lap. And now Brady Moats will meet him in the worst turn that Macedo has out here. Hopefully Macedo can hold on to it here. The 71 getting into the rumble strips. And he straightens it out. Okay, he's good. All right, so now Brady Moats going to be following behind here. Let's see how Macedo handles it. Macedo to the inside, and the number 1 on around he goes. I'm fairly certain Doug Macedo currently has I think that's Team America out there on the hood. Yes, it is. America. Nope, not going to continue. All right, Glenn Grimm had some trouble out here. It says Glenn Grimm here on lap number 10. Might have sent it around. I don't know if the trouble he had out there with Crumley has caused an issue. All right, so Crumley's coming out of the pit. I don't know why it's saying Glenn Grimm had a problem out there. Don't think so, unless he came down way too slow into turn number 1 and he thought he may have been wrecked out. All right, let's go ahead and bring her back live here. Doug Macedo is now passing Glenn Grimm. Good race here so far. Drivers coming down and pitting at it. Now would probably be the best time. No other better time than going and checking out Fubar Studios out there for Track Day 4 veterans. Taking our military men and women out there all away from the battlefield and out to the track. And letting them experience NASCAR out here. And whoa, Macedo's going to hate that I caught that on camera. 73 a little bit off. They're going to tell him to slow down just a hair as he chops through the grass. We'll check in on Brandon Schumann. Schumann rolling under 100 miles an hour here, entering the carousel. Notice how much of a higher line he takes. Not confirm or deny if that's better. We know that Brady Moats is flying. Let's check it back in, as there may be an opportunity for a pass here. Number 1 of Brady Moats running in John Freeman here. And we talked earlier about he's checking for racecraft out here with this league. Let's find out how John Freeman handles it, as he is now going to be contested for the first time here tonight. Little bump and run a couple in the earlier laps out there with Justin Sumner, but Sumner has not been able to recover as he falls off by 5.5 seconds. There's already been conversations had out there. Lock Ridge Motorsports gang trying to figure out what they need to do. So obviously they can see that it is spread out thin. Brady Motes, that is his bread and butter on the outside of the carousel, and is not getting any better there. All right, so John Freeman knows his line. So Brady Motes either has to wait for him to slip up or has to send it in just a little bit harder without overheating the tire. So Brady Motes will be sitting in that number 2 position. Yeah, Jay out there is saying right now he's driving it. Checking out there in the chat. Yeah, Lock Ridge Motorsports saying they need maintenance to the spoiler. And they're thinking possibly that spoiler may be the issue. Now, that spoiler serves a few purposes here. The main one is to provide downforce to the back of that truck. Once they get around the turn, the wind comes over top of the truck, hits the wing, and then pushes the back end of the truck down. If it's up too high, he will have better grip but less speed. And what they're saying is right now, Justin Sumner feels like he's handling fine. He just needs to figure out where he can get more speed. Brady Motes all over John Freeman here as he gives him a little push through the carousel. Dangerous move. But Brady Motes not afraid here. Taking a look to the inside. Is he going to dive it in? No. Trying to see if he can get a breath of fresh air to the front end of that Tundra to see if he can get him. But no can do. Brady Motes going to have to get back in line. Expect to see Brady Motes, if he isn't able to make the pass this time around, expect him to follow through those last S-turns and try to run and gun it down here into turn number 1. All right, checking out there. Right now, our second retiree of the night is Glen Grim. Has unfortunately gone out there and retired before our stage break at lap number 20. Say a little confusing. Lap number 20, you'd be able to get these guys all back straight. You know, one driver will be happy about that. Doug Macedo, he'll get his lap back. I believe Jason Crumley, after 4 minutes of repair, is working his way out of pit now, which is going to put him down, I believe, about 4 laps here for Crumley. Brady Motes again. Boy, need to start keeping tally how many times we're going to talk about this guy. Currently, he is on a roll here. John Freeman, watch this. Oh, yes. He's following right behind him. Here it comes. Right now, Brady Motes is starting to use the draft from the high speed, getting up around 150 miles an hour, taking a look. Is he going to do it? Is he going to shoot to the inside? Yes, he is. Here it comes, turn number 1. Brady Motes to the inside, unable to rotate out. Gonna keep him toward the rumble strips, and they head through the S-turn side by side. This is great move here by Brady Motes as he dials back just a little bit. 42 with the wheels on wheels, starting to get pretty close to him there. They're going to take their Chevy and Toyota and continue this battle. Right now, I guarantee you, Brady Motes is loving what he's seeing here. Oh, Motes to the inside and turns the leader. Right now, Motes, I know, will probably do the right thing and come to a stop here and go ahead and let him back at it. Attaboy. So that's what kind of a driver Brady Motes is. He got in a little too hot there with John Freeman. Freeman came up across the nose, and Brady Motes comes to a stop to allow Freeman to get back in front of him. Currently, Justin Sumner has gone ahead and taken advantage of those two and taken over the lead. But Brady Motes has given the spot back to John Freeman, and Freeman now going to have to chase it down. I do want to see if we can take a peek at that spin out here. So Brady Motes looks like he has the line in. Oh, I don't know. They're going to call that a racing incident. I don't know really if you can say Brady Motes came in too hot, because he really can't go over any farther. There is a wall. right there with the guardrails. So the 42, but there, the one straightens out because of how high the hump gets. It comes down and makes contact with the 42, and then sends them the rest of the way around. Fortunately, none of them look like they served any damage here. We'll get the drone footage out there, take a look at the right rear of John Freeman and the left front out there of Brady Motes. We saw guys racing yesterday out there with missing front bumpers, so that is going to be something. Stella's joining us out there, even saying you've never seen that before. Yeah, that's the kind of person Brady Motes is. You know, he knows when if he messed up or anything. So let's see how it goes. Sanity Outlaw rooting on CNC Motorsports. Right now, John Freeman, one of those drivers. Schumann is currently sitting fourth. Right now, they may have to figure out something to speed up or unfitting out there to see if they can get him into the top 5 here tonight. So looks all good on the right rear of the 42 machine as he is starting to quickly roll in Justin Sumner. And remember earlier they were saying Sumner's already a little nervous. That spoiler may be an issue. We're checking out here with Brady Motes. And no damage to the left front of him either. So not bad. Doug Macedo says he had some trouble back here. We'll double check and see if he had a spin out or something funny. Here's turn number 1. And... yep. Oh, look out. So dents the front bumper and then straightens it right back out. Boy, backing into traffic though. Woo, don't want to see it. Oh, that'll make you seasick. All right. Let's get back here. Our top 3 drivers. Now, I know we do spend a lot of time up front here. And we'll give a quick little check-in on Justin Cope. Now, Cope here, checking his last lap times, has been pretty steady. He's sitting about 1:15.04, 1:15.7. Not bad, but where he's really getting him is Lyle Mitchell. Lyle Mitchell's about 1:15.1 is his fastest time. He just ran a 1:17. That's 2 seconds slower. And that allowed Justin Cope to really bring him close. Cope, unfortunately, has had him about a half a second. Now it's to 3/4 as Lyle Mitchell's starting to pick up the pace. Just buy himself some room here. Looks like Jake Stella going back at it again. Excellent. All right. We got a couple more laps here. And we will be heading to our stage. Sumner holding on to the lead for now. As Cope is now finally starting to reel in Lyle Mitchell. Turn number 1 will be the deciding factor. And we'll see Justin Cope getting pretty close, side by side here. And he's going to give it up. Cope wants to swing out a little bit wider. He's going to pay for that. We'll check back in now on our leader, Justin Sumner. Sumner going to be in some trouble here. Checking out there in the chat. Yes, it is normal for the trucks to be slower. They do not quite house the amount of engine power that the Gen 4s do, nor the next-gen cars. All right, here we go. Shot for the lead. John Freeman to the inside. Take a look at this. Here we go. Motorsports and Lockridge going at it again. So I've got 3 different garage and setup shops sitting 1, 2, and 3. Right now, the one doing the best out there has to be Motes with a 9 position gain here tonight, and has actually laid down the fastest time of the 3 of them. Right now, we'll see how Sumner handles the bus stop here. I'll be saying that car is tightening up, running up on Macedo. Macedo into the track. Oh my God. Woo! All right. Macedo avoids yet another wreck. Justin Sumner. I think he almost, I think his fingerprints are in the steering wheel now. As he is battling to hold on to the lead and battling lap traffic out there. Let's get a little higher in the air. Here's the battle. Only a couple more turns. Sumner about to lose it here. Sumner needs to hold to the inside. Brady Motes is holding that spot. Sumner needs to cut over. He's not going to have it. He's loose. Brady Motes with an amazing avoidance. Holy cow, John Freeman is going to come away with a stage win there. Brady Motes will be second. Sumner loops it right out of that last turn. I didn't see any contact, but Brady Motes, what a slide there to get to the inside. Holy cow, that was close. So we talked to Sumner earlier. And what a close call that was. What an extremely close call. How in the world he was able to get away from that, I'm not sure. We'll grab a hold of the number one machine out there, Brady Motes, as John Freeman just ate the wall. Brady, did you just see that?
Look, the curve just bit him. Oh my. I don't think he got any nose damage, but I just talked to John over the radio too. I'll just go ahead and say this. I mean, I have way too many laps, way too much practice and everything to know better than to trying to make that pass right there on the bus stop. I don't know if that was on the broadcast or not, but that was atrocious. That's why I just stopped and let him go. But all in all, I mean, it's been pretty fun coming to the field. I definitely did not want to do it that way, but because I've just got 2 off tracks on both my laps, so for qualifying. But all in all, it's been pretty fun. I mean, having a blast out here, making rights and lefts, and I mean, just a great group of guys and pretty clean racing so far.
Yeah, and you're laying down some really fast times. You actually have the fastest time out there on the track here tonight. Oddly enough, yes, we did catch that right on the broadcast live when heading into the bus stop, but you had been messing around with him for about 3 or 4 laps out there. It looked like your time was due. You had the shot, but as soon as you went through the bus stop, the right side looked like it hopped, and it straightened you out, and I think that's where the 2 y'all contact. And it was rather unfortunate, but I would say still a heck of a race. I see people out here in the chat even applauding you out there. You came to a complete stop and wait for John Freeman to go back up front and allowed him to, you know, that way you guys could go back to racing, which is really impressive. A lot of people don't do that out there, Brady. So I will say that does not go unnoticed. But a tough race here so far. I mean, last thing I want to ask before I let you go, Justin Sumner spinning out there. You've got, dude, how did you miss that?
Whew, man, that was close. I figured he was gonna get loose right there. He was going hard, man. He was going hard for that, getting that stage checker there. Understandably, I understand they're both points racing. So, I mean, he's going as hard as he can to try and get that there. And I figured he's gonna get loose, so I knew I was gonna have to make my move. But all in all, I mean, yeah, I mean, the right thing to do there is let John go. I mean, everybody knows that. You can't pass the bus stop, man. It's either into the carousel here, or it's into 6 or into 7, or into turn 1. That's pretty much about the only spot you can pass at. And if I'm gonna be blunt, if you try to pass anywhere else, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. Unless you're stuck side by side, then I understand that. But man, you can't pass anywhere else. Like you just don't need to try. You don't need to do that. It's just always gonna end up badly. And I should have known way better than that, man. I got way too many laps around this place and way too much experience in leagues to do some crap like that. So, but that's why I let him go. I mean, that was awful. But hopefully stage 2, you know, we can be up front here now and try and have a good clean race.
All right. What's the difference you notice the most moving from the Gen 4s to the trucks here?
Grip. All the grip. All the grip. Man, it was sketchy last night, I'll tell you. I struggled very badly. I should have practiced a lot more, and I didn't at all. So that's my fault, my own. But I mean, man, it was a struggle last night for grip. I mean, all that horsepower and then no downforce and then no feel in the steering wheel. I'm sure a bunch of those guys at the podium talked about that, but no feel in the steering wheel is tough, especially when you're making rights and lefts.
All right, Brady Motes, good luck to you out there in the Dark Star Garage, and see if you can come away with the win. You got, I think, about 25 laps to get it done.
Yep, thank you, Pat. Appreciate it.
Yep. All right, Brady Motes, guys, as we see him get through his pit stop. Look like 4 tires and fuel. Back out, he's going to go. And right now, I guarantee you, he's rather nervous out there. A lot of guys have been really holding their breath on some of this. Hopefully we have an opportunity to see if we can grab a hold of another one of the drivers out here, hopefully from CNC Motorsports. So now I've got 3 guys here from different garages. I've got the Dark Star garage out there. We talked to Lockridge Motorsports. Let's find somebody from CNC, and I want to talk to John Freeman out there. John, what a race out here so far, dude.
Yes, sir. Until an unfortunate circumstance right there, but yes, good race. Good. That was a really fun battle at the end of the stage right there.
Okay. A lot of guys, I would say, between you and Brady Moats having that run out there. Heck of a race here so far. This has been, he came to a stop even after the bus stop. You don't see that a lot. And I think, him kind of bringing you back on, maybe sending it in a little too hard is what he's saying. It's pretty impressive, but how in the world did you were following right behind Justin Sumner. I mean, what a shootout here for the last couple of turns with the three of you guys nose to tail.
It was an insane shootout, man. I wasn't sure if we'd get back to him. Sumner had decent pace as well. But when we got there, I kind of just had to take, not even the preferred line, kind of the opposite of preferred line. And I think Sumner overdrove turn 6 just a little bit when I was on his inside, which allowed me to have a run going into the last corner. So at that point, it's just trying to hold his outside, but I think he was also defending from Oates, so it gave me a little bit of a run. He got loose, and we were able to bring her home, but then, as I'm sure you've shown on the broadcast, hit the curb under pacing, and it just launched the car, so I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, unfortunately, buddy, I didn't. We kind of were following Brady Moats and talking, and I saw you nosed into the wall. What happened there? I mean, just...
I don't know. I've never paced around here, but I don't know if it grabbed the curb the wrong way or what, but it just shot it dead left, and I couldn't even save it. I have no idea why it happened.
Dude, I mean, you can't make this stuff up,
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how this race goes. Maybe we could drive back up there. I don't know if I have anything for Moats, but we're gonna give it a try and see if we can get a good finish out of this.
All right, well, I see you coming down for a quick top off on fuel. The damage apparently lasted over a minute. So pretty rough run here. Look, is the truck all straight? Is it good to go now?
Oh, they said it was all repairable, so I'm hoping that means it's good, and I guess we'll see once we get going here.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I definitely hope they're just able to pull that bumper off the radiator there and go ahead and get you guys back out there. All right, John Freeman, good luck to you, buddy. And I got a feeling I'm going to be talking to you here after the race. Good luck slicing through the field.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. All right, everybody, that is going to do it for us with John Freeman. He's looking to catch back up as they are currently exiting the carousel. We'll go ahead and get back to it here. And we are going to see these guys re-go at it right now. Brady Moats, Justin Sumner, Brandon Schumann, Lyle Mitchell, Mark Sikosi here for our top 5. Going ahead for the rest of the top 10 is going to be Justin Cope, Lemieux Price, looks like Andrew Nagy, Ron Fitting, and John Freeman. Now, Freeman might be thinking a little strategy here, coming down and getting an extra splash of fuel, wondering if he's going to have just enough to make it. Hard right turn there for the Porsche to head down into pit road. It's going to be held by Brady Moats to get this one away. And boy, did he take a good lane choice here. I'd have chosen this lane. And we'll see how he does, as he was not able to get away here from Justin Sumner. Sumner has the option and the repair out there from the Lockridge Motorsports gang to fix that rear spoiler, so we'll see if the 94 does any better. Sumner did have a ton of speed out there early, and Nagy off the track. So not good. Does look like Freeman and Cope. This should bring out a caution. I've got 3 drivers wrecked out here, and Freeman is totaled. Back of the field here, no caution. Not quite sure why. That involved 3 drivers. John Freeman, Justin Cope, and Doug Macedo. And I believe Macedo's wrecked out here. What happens? Here's Freeman. Okay, Cope's loose. Freeman into him. Catches Macedo. And Crumley. So a 4-car pileup here results in no caution. Can't say that I'm surprised. Would have much rather have seen a caution come out. At least try to stack these guys back up. Because this is now given Freeman absolutely no chance of return here. So that is going to do it for John Freeman tonight. Doug Macedo as well. He's probably done for, as we saw fenders flying off of him. And Justin Cope, who originally started the spin out. And it wasn't long. It wasn't long, as our drivers are starting to spread out pretty well here. This is the start of our green flag. We're going to kind of putt through this pretty quick. And Stella out there saying blocking the track with an oncoming car. Here we go again. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, there's no reason this shouldn't have been a caution. And if they are relying on iRacing, then shame on them here. That should never happen. So here's Cope. What ends up happening is you see Cope getting right behind Lyle Mitchell here. And we'll try to break this down a little bit. Notice how when he is following behind the number 3, it's going to pick up the front end. And it's going to loosen him up. And once he does, he just can't save it. And I think this is the killer right there. If he had stayed straight, I think everybody had gotten around him. And when he snapped back to the other side, Macedo was dead meat. He had nowhere to go and smacks right into him. Out there in the chat, he's saying he's got 10 minutes of repair now. So he will not be able to recover. Then, oddly enough, this allows Sakosi to slide into third. As Sumner may have had a problem out there, he falls now to fourth. Right now, I don't know what's going on with Sumner out there. As he is getting kind of smoked out here. Let me take a look back and see what happens. This is Sumner here in the bus stop. Oh, actually, excuse me, this is Schumann in the bus stop. There's Sumner, way loose. And unfortunately, that is probably part of the adjustment there. So remember what I was saying earlier about that spoiler. You either get one of two things. We can lower it and get speed. We can raise it and get grip. Well, guess who just lost grip? So Sumner loses a good bit of grip there and now falls from the second position down to fourth as Brandon Schumann and Mark Sakosi sling on around him. If you thought Brady Motes was fast before, this guy just nailed the fastest time on the track again, breaking his own record out there. This dude is really hot right now. I don't have no idea what's getting Brady Motes. Take a look at this. I mean, that is his last lap time of a 1:12.8. A fantastic job out there. Only 2 Toyotas in this race, and they sit 1 and 2 right now. Brady Motes also showing you out there with that little green carrot out there. He has gained 11 spots on the night. So blazing speed out there, tons of laps. Brady Motes. Yep, slowing it down a little bit. So right now, Brady Motes is noticing this is a conservation race. And hopefully he does end up slowing it down just a little bit out there. Brady Motes has got a comfortable 7-second lead over top of Brandon Schumann. And I would say right now Brady Motes could probably coast here and save a lot of fuel to see if he can make the long run while Justin Sumner and Mark Sakosi try to kill each other here for third. So, John Freeman has taken it back to the garage. And if I am not mistaken, we are running out of CNC Motorsports drivers. Brandon Schumann is one of them. He's sitting second. And Andrew Nagy, even after spinning out there at the beginning, right after the green flag, has fought himself back up to 7th. Yeah, Lockridge out there saying he his own driver wasn't prepared for the amount of looseness. I've seen even some guys say out there that it's nothing against Lockridge Motorsports. I'm not saying anything. What they're gonna, you upload the driver, you let him know the things that the adjustments you're making. And some say you make a wedge adjustment, you make a tire adjustment, and you make a tape adjustment. Well, one could have been better, one made it worse, and one was neutral. And you don't know without adjusting one thing at a time. So if a slight adjustment was made and he's reverting back to a previous setup. Let's say the car is getting way too tight on him here. So Lockridge says, hey, I got to loosen it up for you. Removes a little bit of tape out there, lowers the spoiler. Now all of a sudden Sumner's flying into the bus stop 8 miles an hour faster and can't control it. So he has no idea what was happening. So it was, I'm just using that as an example. It's nothing against Lockridge Motorsports or out there with CNC Motorsports or even Mark Sikosi out there helping his guys. Just the different kinds of setups that you see out here. That is one of those things that you do see guys make that adjustment for. So we have our eyes here on Mark Sikosi out there in the 88 Chevrolet. Justin Sumner getting awfully close here. I'm actually really surprised to see guys right after they sling out of that one turn there that they don't use more of that asphalt to come back onto the track. So look at Sumner. Ooh, man, Sumner hard into turn number 1. Oddly enough, it did look like he was starting to catch, but Sumner a little too fast into turn number 1. So you see it is costing him. It's now costing 2/10, 3/10. Now 4 as Sikosi's driving away here. Rather unfortunate here for Justin Sumner. If there was a caution thrown out, I would say everybody might throw another splash of fuel to make it to the end. But that will not be necessary. What's cool about some of these leagues that have them broadcasted by places like us here at SimTraX Broadcasting, they also have drivers out there that are streaming out there on Twitch or out there on YouTube as well. So you can get an all-time in-the-car look at how they're driving out there and have the opportunity to see what they see. You can see what I see and see a whole lot of things going around out there. So currently we are sitting inside here with Justin Sumner. As Sumner looking to kind of keep this roll going. Currently, believe only 8 of our drivers still on the lead lap here and still mobile. Excuse me, as I say that, looks like Pope and Crumley. Those guys are going, and that is currently Moats going ahead and putting Crumley down another lap here. As Moats looking to finish up lap number 31 here. Right now, Brady Moats with a ton of laps. And is going ahead and knocking him down. Glen Grimm down and out. Sean Freeman down and out. And Alexi down and out. Is that even a word? All right. Mr. Hernandez out there. Old Guadalupe Hernandez. Well, able to make the race here tonight. Doug Macedo said he spent a lot of time at the track tonight as well. Currently sitting about 5 minutes into his repairs here. Doug Macedo is going to be out for an extended amount of time. Pretty rough here. We'll see if Brady Moats can end up bringing over some of the drivers from Nora, seeing that Brady Moats is currently, I said comfortable 7 seconds, will he decide to add another 10 to it? Currently, he's sitting out in front by almost 18 seconds over top of Brandon Schumann. And that is, that's about a light year out there. That's pretty far. We'll see, let me see if I can find a track position map out here. All right, so you see down at the red line at the bottom, that number 1, that is Brady Moats there. You can move, kind of keep along with the red line. There's a 10, there's a, you see the blue 2. That is how far away Brandon Schumann is. He's that number 2 car. So right now, Brady Moats continuing to spread the gap here. I believe he's now up to almost 19 seconds, which is rather impressive here. One-man crew is taking down a few of these garages out there. And the Dark Star Garage going ahead and put a decent school into these guys. Brandon Schumann definitely running the best race that he can. I would question if they do have to pit. I like John Freeman's idea of coming down and giving it a splash and go while we had him on the radio. And I would wonder if that would have been the winning decision out there, is being able to throw about another half gallon into that truck. Seeing if he could squeeze out just a little farther. Check it back on Ron Fitting, currently sitting 6th. And now he's got to make up about 4 seconds here. Yeah, 4 seconds to find Lyle Mitchell. Lyle Mitchell, here he is. 2 number 3 cars are trying to catch each other. Somebody should get their hands smacked. It's the wrong car number. They should race it out for that number. Oh! Lyle Mitchell! What just happened? Lyle Mitchell loops it here, and we didn't even get an off-tracker or anything there. That he had gone and sent himself around. See if we can see what happens here. Looks like he's coming through the final turn. I wonder if he does the Justin Sumner here. No, he does not. Who is that? Oh. Wrong number 3. See? Ha! Let's try it again. Okay, yep. Yeah, he was coming out of the turn and then caught the barrels. Dude. Getting confused on the 2 number 3 cars out here. 17 laps left to go in this bout out here for the United Rental 176 here at the Glen. Appreciate you guys joining us here at SimTraX Broadcasting. We're going to cut away to commercial, and we'll be right back. Appreciate you guys hanging in there from a shout out from our sponsors. One that doesn't get enough shout outs out there is Affordable SEO and Marketing, where the real business gets results. If your business owner is trying to get a standout online, listen up. Affordable SEO and Marketing helps local businesses make higher on Google, get more calls, and land more customers without burning your budget. Whether you're a contractor, service pro, or small business, we help you get found and grow fast. So, you know what the best part is? They're not just affordable, they're effective. Just like the teams you see on track here tonight, they're focused, competitive, and built for performance. So, you ready to take the pole position out there on Google? Call them at 315-753-8000. That's 315-753-8000 or SyracuseNYSEO.com. And let's put your business into the winner's circle. All right, guys, this has been an awesome race here so far. Brady Moat still continues to lead this race, now out by 26.5 seconds. Schumann doing everything he can to get going here, but I would say the way Schumann is racing, he's holding pretty consistent out there. 1:14.71 is his fastest, 1:15.8 for Schumann, and Sikosi, unfortunately, is now starting to reel him in. The 88 Exalta Chevrolet starting to catch that Toyota here. Sikosi has the opportunity to make the pass. Sumner sitting back by about 1.9 seconds. I would question if they do have to pit. What is the Lockridge Motorsport gang going to adjust? Can they figure out how to come up with a little extra speed out of that car, or out of that truck, to be able to run these guys down? So that'll work. Job here. Rental 176 will be coming to a close here as we come with about 14 laps left to go. As Brady Moats is getting very close to going ahead and passing that start-finish line yet again. For his 38th time here tonight. Right now Moats has been almost unbeatable here. A little issue back there with Jason Crumley as that car, that truck, is mangled out there. That 9 Chevrolet slings off track and does get a good bit of damage to the front nose yet again. See Doug Macedo out there saying he can't see the race. I see him actually out there racing now. Hopefully Doug will be able to kind of cue me into what's going on. Jason Crumley now down into the 10th spot as Justin Sumner continues to churn on through. Right now seems to have everything under control. Everybody remaining fast out there. Lyle Mitchell down by 48 seconds. Nagy down by over a minute. We'll see if they're able to kind of reel these guys in here. I'm trying to watch 100% what's going on out there. Doug Macedo. Uh-oh. This wasn't a problem here. Oh, man, that car just straightens out. All right, we are here at the Glen, everybody. Everybody's favorite racetrack. Everybody knows has been racing this thing since '04 and beyond. Definitely out there on the simulators. The Glen is very, very well known. As some of this, they even get rid of the bus stop. You drive straight through. Sometimes they even have the boot, which actually they drive out there through the carousel and actually drive straight and it actually kicks on through. And it looks like Doug Macedo saying he is out. And that looks like Macedo not happy. Once the damage does start, it's hard to recover even after the repairs are done. Take a look. That is Schumann. Currently under fire here by Justin Sumner. And Sumner slices underneath. Boy, heck of a job here by Justin Sumner to kind of revive his race a little bit there. He was sitting back there in 4th. It was originally Schumann, Sikosi, and Sumner. Now Sumner's passed them both. It's not bad. I'm wondering if Sikosi had an issue out there, as it was a late pass. Checking back as we were taking a look at an earlier incident out there. Here's Sikosi. Looks like through. Whoop. The final turn. I thought Sikosi was coming down into the pits. I would say losing that much time, I probably would have. Regardless. So that goes ahead and he spins out and gets in some trouble. And in the meantime, Motorsports saying he enjoys this track just as much. I would say it's a very exciting place to be. Definitely testing for not only the crew chiefs, but definitely the drivers and the fans out there. Especially from sitting from one of these seats out there, you get a chance to see your driver out there in the 2nd or 3rd position. Next time they come around, they're in 9th. So it's hard to say, and you don't know whether to cheer or be happy or whatnot, because he may come back, he may not. All right, right now Sumner needs to calm down just a little bit. He gets into the grass, almost slides through the final turn. Coming to the start-finish line right now, the 94 Chevrolet has got a comfortable run here with a 1.7 second lead, but right now Justin Sumner ton of speed here and is kind of wasting it by burning the tires off. He's got to be careful. Still running that looseness out there. And he might need to check up just a little bit. And try to get some heat out of those tires so they'll start gripping again. Because Sumner currently has run now almost 4/10 faster. 1.7 has now grown to 2.3. And that is pretty impressive. All right, you guys. We are here at the Glen as, wow, Schumann makes a huge mistake. Jumps through the bus stop. We caught that just at the bottom of our screen. And with that, Schumann is now going to be falling back even farther. That's now 2.6 seconds back. I hate to see that happen, but it's gonna. What can you do? Down some of these times. Show Lyle Mitchell cutting that bus stop as well. And Lyle Mitchell takes turn number 1 a little different. Never seen that happen. Lockridge Motorsports out there. Devin, tell me, you say your first win as a crew chief came back at the Glen. And we're talking in real life. We are not talking on the sim. Not bad. Cool. All right, so now Brandon Schumann down in pit road, and for the last 45 seconds has been sitting in the box here. And I think Schumann is down and out. Oh my gosh. That leaves Andrew Nagy as the last driver here from CNC. And I think they may have found their Achilles heel here. They have overturned everything. So Sumner has a chance for second. Sikosi's sitting in third. Absolutely amazing here. 8 laps left to go as Brady Motes crosses that line into turn number 1. The 60 machine to the outside of Andrew Nagy as Nagy now goes down a lap. And Lyle Mitchell will be next on the chopping block out here. As currently he is up toward the bus stop. Here's Brady Motes. Motes doing an awesome race here. Series. So Doug Macedo down and out. Brandon Schumann down and out. That's 5 retirees here on the night. Jason Crumley, I do not believe will be able to pick up another position. There is not enough time here in the race to get past lap 42. He's currently on 34 here. Maybe, but at the speed Brady Motes is going, that's going to be pretty tough before this race ends. Look at this, 7 laps to go here. This guy is still on a tear. 38-second lead for Brady Motes. I was curious if we were going to have enough fuel. Want to talk about 38 seconds. This is just wow. Let's see if I can find us a piece here. Notice toward the very top of the map here, that's the number 1. The number 2 is all the way at the bottom of that red line we pointed out last time. So over almost half a track ahead here for Brady Motes. And I think we'd probably have to crash it here to go kind of in danger of anything here. Currently, I think he's running up on Jason Crumley to put him down another lap. And then he will be very close to finding our 5th and 4th place drivers. If there's any time. Now, the 5th and 4th place drivers are going to go to Lyle Mitchell and Ron Fitting. These are, oddly enough, the closest drivers out there. They are separated by 2 seconds. As you can see, Ron Fitting dialing on through. Right now, Ron Fitting is winning the race here for that number 3 truck. Lyle Mitchell heads way to the outside. Lyle Mitchell, that did work. I don't know if Ron Fitting's having a problem here. He just lost 7/10 on that turn. Heading through the S turn. Lyle Mitchell's starting to open it up here. That's something. Ron Fitting is about a second slower per lap than Lyle Mitchell. As Lyle, look at this. Wow, cuts the track just a little bit there. Still getting a little too deep. That's going to give Ron Fitting an opportunity to try to scramble away. Yeah, and even Lockridge Motorsports out there is saying this is a heck of a race. Right now, Brady Motes is just doing an absolute number on these guys here. 46 seconds ahead. I mean, just absolute punishment. Fantastic race, though. 5 laps left to go, and this is going to be pretty interesting finish here. I'm wondering if Brady Motes is testing himself to see how many drivers he can get behind him here. He is currently running up on the 38. The Mule Price. Brady Motes, look at that. Yeah, he's definitely wheeling this side. What's impressive is this fall off still isn't bad. Still ran a 1:14.6 last lap. No mistakes yet. Lyle Mitchell looking to run down Ron Fitting again. Got him to within less than a second. Whoa, Lyle. kind of does his best fish impression there. Wags to the side a little bit. He's going to try to tear down and get into turn number 1 a lot better than he has been the past couple of laps. He actually was able to run Ron Fitting down about 7/10 doing just this. That angle you see right now. Currently, as they are doing it, Ron Fitting hitting 120, Lyle Mitchell now with 135. So that is where you see a ton of time being made up here by Lyle Mitchell, running into Brady Motes, who's now getting ready to catch the 5th and 4th place driver. Hopefully we'll be able to find Brady Motes here in just a second. I think he will have an opportunity to have a chat with us out here. I would like to take a ride along. Normally when I see a guy this far ahead, we get a ride along with him and have him kind of walk us through one of our laps. Last time, if you guys have tuned in to SimTraX, we took a ride out there with Nick Nickerson with the Bandit Racing League, and he actually walked us through how to get through a track and try to give us a kind of a feedback through, and hopefully we don't trip Brady Motes up at all. Brady, all right, man, you are out in front by 48 seconds here. We're going to ride along with you. Can you walk us through any part of this race?
Absolutely. So I get up here to 4th on the front straightaway, and then right here at the caution light, I brake, and then come all the way down to 2nd, try to nail the apex there, swing it out wide, dip my left sides off the rumble strips a little bit, then tuck back down at the end of the rumble strips to hit the apex here, ride the apex all the way out to the end of the rumble strips, throw the truck back, apex there, apex here, roll it out. We'll probably back up our corner entry here just for Ron. I don't want to hit him. Yep, backing up pretty good here. But just try to attack that. Almost point the truck towards the wall, the inside wall there. Make sure you get on those. Thank you, sir. Make sure you get on those rumble strips there to help get some grip, lateral grip back in the truck. Take care of or take advantage of all the track out there, because you get no off tracks out there. So take advantage of that and get as much momentum as you can to make it down here into 6. Apex into 6, all the way out, straddle that curb. Brake kind of early for 7, so you can get a good exit, which I did not. But, and then there you are.
Wow. So a lot of shifting is involved here. It definitely seems that truck is not loose at all. We've seen you kind of wag it a little bit out there, maybe diving in a little too hard. I thought you were going to go for a little bit of fuel savings here, but apparently it looks like you're going to make it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I had it made probably about a lap and a half, so we're good to go here.
Wow. Here we go. I'm sorry, I didn't see you shift. I got nervous. I'm so scared of having people wreck when I'm talking to them. Oh,
no, man, you're good. We're all good. Yeah, right here by the 500 markers where I'm at, and I'm just down to 3rd, and then rolling 3rd all the way through here. Just trying to stay as tidy as I can through there. I mean, you got to kind of send it, to have pace, but, it's definitely sketchy, but, I love this racetrack. This is one of my favorites, probably second most favorite to Coda. I love Coda. Me and old Mr. Conover over there on Monday nights have had plenty of awesome battles over the years there. So I do miss the truck. We used to run the truck on Mondays, man, and it just got kind of sloppy, back crowd over there. But the truck is so much fun to drive, man. It's on these road courses and on the short tracks, they're just so loose, and it just fits my driving style, having to drive it off the right rear, or here off the left and the right rear. So.
Wow. Yeah, we're noticing as you go over some of the curbs, you're actually sliding over the curb. It's not really driving. The side of the truck is kicking out to the side there a little bit, and you're just kind of riding the wave, which is impressive that when it regains traction, you're aiming right where you want to be.
Yeah, it's pretty. The truck, honestly, I feel like almost has more grip than the freaking next gen does. Oh, missed it a little bit right there. It's fine though. But yeah, they honestly feel like it has more grip than the next gen does. But all in all, but it's like one of the most fun things to drive on the surface. I don't like them on mile and a half personally, but they are very, very fun on the short tracks and road courses.
All right, we've taken a look at your truck and kind of noticed a few different things. A lot of camber in the front. That front splitter is close to the ground here. Those some of the modifications you made here at the open setup, or are we just racing it stock?
Pretty much it's just stock. I just took some gear out of it just because the gear is so long. For the, for like the straightaways and stuff, like you weren't even getting close to the chip, I felt like. So, staying low or staying high on those RPMs, I felt like helped a lot. And then some other stuff that I had Mr. Vincent Arthur help me out with, old Mr. Tricon over there. So put some real life stuff he puts on the one truck onto this thing. So in real life, so I guess it must translate pretty decently. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got in it. I honestly have no idea how to hook these setups. Vincent, I kind of just played around with him a few days or whatever on the track we're going to next, and Vincent helps me out with it. So.
Wow, awesome job here, buddy. Awesome job. Well, I definitely already have you here as we kind of take a look at it here. So we got a little low on the numbers here for the Glen. Compared to what we just did yesterday. But we seem to start kind of lining up these tracks almost at the same time. Notice we're going to Richmond here next week here with the NSR League. Short track, yep. So you're saying that's probably a really good thing that we're going to be running into next week.
Yeah, absolutely. The racing will be great. Richmond, it does kind of get single filed out a little bit at the beginning of the run. But you know just as well as I do, Pat, watching and running so many races there, that the comers and goers are plentiful. The guys that are going to burn up their tires, and then there's going to be guys that save their stuff that do well. I'm personally probably going to be in the burn it up crowd. But yeah, that, because I'd never, you know me, I don't know how to save tires anywhere, truthfully. So, but you'll probably have guys like John Freeman tonight. He was really fast, man. Truthfully, Justin was really fast too, and I really don't know what what happened to him there at the end, but I figured he was going to hang out there with me too. But those guys seem like they could stay tired from what I saw at Kentucky, so they'll probably be pretty good. So just looking forward to it, though. This will be fun to drive and very interesting.
Yeah. Well, very poor call by iRacing not to throw a caution out there. That did unfortunately collect John Freeman up out there back on lap number 25. It collected 4 trucks. Doug Macedo, John Freeman, Justin Cope, and Crumley came in right at the end and got destroyed there. So I hate seeing that happen for him, but unfortunately that's the way it's going to be, man. Pretty rough out there. So Richmond's next, buddy. Go and give me a shout-outs, and let's get you ready for the short track and finish your burnouts.
Yep. Thank you to my wife for letting me do this now on Mondays and Tuesdays. I appreciate that. And thank you to Josh, Vincent, all these guys that helped me with a bunch of laps around here, helping me find to my craft at rights and lefts. Just got to get better at just only the lefts. And shout out to you, obviously, and I don't know where Stella is tonight, but Stella too. Put on a great barcast as always. Really appreciate the work y'all do, and y'all always make it fun to go back and watch.
All right, cool. Appreciate you, buddy, and good luck to you next week.
Yep. Thank you, Pat.
Yep. All right, Brady Moats getting the final of his burnouts done here as we catch up with the third place finisher out there, Mark Sikosi. Mark, what a race out here, buddy. This has been kind of an ups and downs kind of race. A few guys getting totaled out there. What was the key to success coming in third?
Well, that was part of it right there, what you just said. Staying out of the chaos. I mean, as far as what I could see, I mean, I'm sure there were more, but I didn't see too many wrecks out there, but there were some, and you didn't want to get in them. And I got a little piece of, I think Schumer towards the end there. He got loose up through the S's and got us a little damage on the nose. So there was no way we were going to run down Justin at that point. We had screwed up before that. Shifted down in the first, which is a big no-no. Coming out of that last turn, and we almost wheel hopped it, almost lost it. We gathered back up, hung on to it, finished third. So I mean, all in all, it was a pretty solid night. Wow.
Well, definitely a heartbreaking wreck was back there on lap 25 that collected at least 4 cars. No caution came out. Boy, cautions are hard to come by at a road course, but we will move to Richmond next week. Talk to me about kind of that one that was involving Cope, because I know he hangs out in your garage up there. And then, is Richmond going to be just caution city out there, or is that just going to be some good racing?
As far as I can remember here, I think that might be our first short track of the season, so it's an unknown.
Boy,
I don't know. I mean, I hope not. I hope it's good racing. Because we like to set our stuff up for the longer run. So hopefully we get some long runs there, and hopefully can end on a long run. But you never know with these short tracks.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, man. Sometimes it's just survival of the fittest out there, and being fast. If you're in the top 5, you got a good chance of not dying out there.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That was the same for tonight.
All right, Mark, go and give me a shout out here, brother.
Yeah, gotta thank everybody out there watching us on YouTube. Gotta thank you for the broadcasting, excellent as usual. We gotta thank our sponsors. We gotta thank Affordable SEO Marketing. We gotta thank Track Day for Veterans, and I'm gonna butcher it here. Our streamer there, the Twitch MP something, a bunch of numbers. I'm gonna have to pull it out here and read off the numbers because I don't have them offhand. But guy's name's Lemuel, real good guy, clean racer, Lemuel Price.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if you can. He's our streamer there.
Yeah, MP.
I'm not sure if you can look him up by his name.
Yep.
Yeah, what is it?
MP 214512.
There it is.
Yep.
There. Search him up on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm not. Who else we got? I mean, my teammates as usual. We didn't have a lot of time to put into this week. I wish I did. I wish I put more time into it. I was actually turning better laps yesterday when I did have a little bit of time. A little disappointing, but still, still happy to come away with the top 3, especially with the guys that were in here. There's some really fast guys out here tonight. You had Brady there, who's like, our SVG right now. He was in another zip code. The
Yeah.
rest of us there, top 5 or so. I mean, I couldn't do anything with them there that first run. That second run, we had to make a brake bias adjustment and kind of drive a little bit differently than we were. No big adjustments, and we were able to hold our own up there towards the front.
Oh yeah, yeah, and definitely a lot. Those guys up toward the front, and you as well. You guys driving like animals out there, and it was definitely a thrill to watch. Mark Sikosi, congratulations on another top podium finish out there, buddy. And I got a feeling we got a win in your future very soon. Good luck to you at the next race, bud.
Thank you.
All right, Mark Sikosi, and we'll go ahead. You know what? Yeah, we'll do it. We'll go ahead and talk to Justin Sumner. I think he likes talking to me a whole bunch. Justin, talk you too. We started second, finished second. That's about as good as you can ask for with Brady Moats just having a commanding win out there, and especially a strong truck. You had one as well.
Yeah, Brady Van Gisbergen was out there tonight, and he put it on us, that's for sure.
Man, yeah, what a run. Boy, why does that sound familiar? All right, sorry. That name rings a bell. Anyway, dude, this race kind of came at a bunch of different angles here tonight. It had speed, we had some wrecks out there. An adjustment was made by Devin Lockridge, and I don't think your car quite handled it too well.
No, it was a little tight that first run. I think a lot of it was the driver, but so he took a swing at it, and she's a little upset. She's a little bit loose, but over time, I got used to it and was able to get back by a couple of those guys there and put it back on P2. So all in all, I mean, it's a good truck. Devin always has a good setup, but a lot of that he can't take all the credit for the foul ups there. A little bit of it was me.
Yeah. Well, he was saying something. He loosened it up a little too much for you, and I think instead of doing the baby steps, he might have made a full turn, and I think it was just a little more than you expected out there. Did it, in fact, change the way that truck was driving?
Oh, absolutely. She was loose. She was loose on entry into the bus stop, and there was a couple of times I missed it. I had pucker factor was definitely engaged, and but it made it a lot more fun to drive. It was because she was everywhere. You didn't know what to expect each corner. So, but I mean, it did. I did get some faster times there toward the end, but man, it was still a good truck. I mean, regardless of that, it was still a good truck. So, I'll take that P2.
All right, I appreciate the Lockridge Motorsports still hanging out here with the NSR League, but I do want to point out a big thing coming up. Richmond Raceway is next week. We moved our first short track here in the open setup trucks. We're getting a pretty good roll out there. The Lockridge Motorsports guys are starting to come into play. CNC Motorsports is on the outside, I think, is our little surprise out there. But now we've got a driver like Brady Moats out there. I mean, what is the overall consensus of you and your race team of what you guys are setting up for next week?
We really haven't discussed it too much. My work schedule may keep me out of it, but if I can, I'll try to run next Tuesday night. But Richmond's a good track for me, typically. Typically get out front and just buy my time on the tires. So we'll see how it goes. But definitely got a lot of good competitors here, and if we can keep it green tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but next week, and at Richmond, I think this DLM crew that I'm running with over here, I think will be pretty good.
Wow. I hope you're doing open heart surgery to be missing that race. All right, Justin Sumner, go and give me a shout out, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. Devin and Devin Lockridge Motorsports guys for giving me a good setup. You guys here, Patrick, you putting on a good broadcast. My teammates at Black Car Mafia with Terry, Scotty, DC, and Rev, appreciate those guys. Amanda May Creations and Custom Sublimations. Sambo's Hog Trough Seasoning. Black Black Sunshine Designs, just everybody that helps support me, and guys in my stream that's supporting me now. Just appreciate you guys. Appreciate the league here, putting on a good league, clean run, and appreciate you guys. Have a good night.
All right, Justin Sumner, congratulations on your second place finish and bringing that Chevrolet on home unscathed. Congratulations. We'll see you next week, hopefully.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. All right, guys, that is going to do it here for our broadcast tonight. Here, the Open Series truck setup. You see how it's done. I'm not saying every single one of you guys should come out here and try to run a Brady Motes lap, which was absolutely unheard of. He is the only driver tonight that ever touched the 112s out there. Everybody else was 113 or less, and consider Brady Motes originally started outside the top 10, and then as soon as he got to the front, he just opened it up. So what a run out there for Brady Motes. Fantastic job, and glad to see him come away with a win here in a new series. And I guarantee you we're going to start seeing a few extra of those Nora drivers out here. If not, we will definitely find Brady Motes out here at the track again. But that should do it for us here at SimTrax Broadcasting. Be well, be safe, be kind, and we'll see all you guys next week in Richmond.